Well, hello and welcome to the city of Zagreb in Croatia and semi-finals day at the Men's European Handball Championship here at the Arena Zagreb. Denmark prepared to take on Sweden in the second semi-final. The all-Scandinavian derby will decide who plays Spain in the final on Sunday. The loser will be up against world champions France in the bronze medal. Earlier today, Spain beat France 27-23, a strange game where the French never got going. But now it is time to decide the second semi-finalist. Two teams have played each other 23 times. Sweden have won 13, Denmark 9, and 1 draw. Last meeting between these two teams was at the World Championships last year. Denmark beat Sweden 27-25. 2 years ago at Euro 2016 in Poland, it was a 28-all draw. It's always tight. And the last Swedish win in official competition was at the London Olympic Games in the quarter-final when Sweden won 24-22. First on then, it is Denmark, who reached the semi-final with 5 wins and just 1 surprise defeat against the Czech Republic in the preliminary round. Maybe the wake-up call they needed. They then beat Spain in the next match, and with the main round, got wins against Slovenia, Germany and Macedonia. They were the only team to book their semi-final place with a match in hand, while 8 other teams battled it out until the last day for the remaining 3 places. They have been consistent rather than spectacular, Denmark, and shown the ability to soak up pressure and stay cool. There was some talk that they might lose their captain today, the goalkeeper Niklas Landin. His wife is expecting a baby at any moment, but after calls home and discussions, Niklas Landin is still here. Müller was called up as a potential cover. Kevin Müller, the Flensburg keeper, but not needed. 2 sets of brothers in the Danish team. Niklas Landin, the captain's younger brother Magnus on the left wing. And of course, the defensive stalwarts that are Henrik and René Toft. The 2 line players. And there is the coach, deep in thought, Nikolaj Jakobsen. Also coaches Reinecker Löwen took over from Gudmundur Gudmundsson, the Icelander, who's gone off to Bahrain. That is the team from Denmark. As now Sweden come out. Sweden, who will count themselves lucky to reach the semi-final with 3 defeats so far. On the opening day, they had a shock defeat to Iceland. They were lucky to atone for that when they beat the host Croatia, which effectively not only took them through, but also dropped the Icelanders out. And with it, that unfortunate result. But 2 further defeats to France and Norway came close to costing them a semi-final place. In fact, there was just 1 goal in it, as they lost by 3 goals to Norway on the last day in the main round. 1 more goal, and Croatia, the host, would have been through. In the end, Croatia couldn't get the point they needed off the French, and Sweden were reprieved. Unfortunately, a light injury to Lagergren leaves them with ongoing problems at right back after the earlier withdrawal of Jakobsen. So Mindens Sederholm has been called up today to play there. It's a real shame because Lagergren has been on great form. Team that has 3 players making their debut. Henningsson, the defence specialist, Hampus Werner, the left winger, and Jonas Arnason, the playmaker, who's not had a lot of time on court the last one, but the other 2 have. They've had their fair bit. 2 teams, as we said earlier, who know each other well, and the referees hugely experienced. Lars Geipel and Markus Helbig from Germany, who refereed the semi-final of the World Championships last year when France beat Slovenia. And also the semi-final of the men's competition at the London Olympics when Sweden beat Hungary. Swedes may have good memories there. So the table officials being introduced to the spectators in the arena for the Scandinavian derby, which should be a quick affair. Both teams like their fast breaks. Both have good goalkeepers. that can tee it up very nicely. So with the introductions made, it's now time for the national anthems. It will be Denmark first. And now the anthem of Sweden.
Remain standing for the national anthem of Sweden.
The teams can wheel around. Many club teammates on opposite sides here today. Friendships aside for about an hour and a half. Niklas Ekberg and Niklas Landin, the two captains who both play for Kiel in Germany. Little handshake. And so here is the lineup for Denmark, who we expect to see Lasse Sven start on the right wing. Should be Mortensen on the other wing, Landin in goal. Morten Olsen should be at right back with Rasmus Lauger in the centre. Mikkel Hansen on the left wing with Olsen coming out. René Toft in defence. Mikkel Hansen with 29 goals, a 53% success rate and 17 assists. Always important and key to the Danish team, but it is not just about him either. So for Sweden, well, we expect to see most likely Jeppsson start at the left side, Gottfridsson in the centre with, of course, Lagergren out through injury. Cederholm should come in with Ekberg and Tolbing on the wing, although Ekberg tends to make way for Zachariasen halfway through the half. And Mikael Appelgren, 28-year-old keeper who's got a 36% save rate here in the competition. 54 saves. He plays for Rhein-Neckar Löwen, as does the other goalkeeper for Sweden, Paliczka. Christian Andresson, then the Icelander, in charge of the Swedish team, will be hoping today, after their last-minute reprieve, to reach the semi-final, despite 3 defeats in the competition, that they can beat Denmark. But Nikolaj Jakobsen will have other ideas. Denmark have looked very impressive, other than that little slip-up against the Czech Republic. So the seconds tick away as the German referees keep an eye on the clock, and we're just about to get semi-final number 2 underway. Ball needs to be sent back. So here we go then, Sweden in the yellow shirts and blue shorts throw off this second semi-final of the men's European Handball Championships here in the Zagreb Arena in Croatia against Denmark in their traditional red tops and white shorts. The all-Scandinavian encounter should be very, very quick and an interesting play. And Andresson is playing mind games with the Danes because Zacharisson has in fact been put in as the right back rather than Cederholm, the new player. Remember, they lost through injury early already, Jakobsen and then Lagergren yesterday, declared unfit. And so they have Cederholm, who's relatively new. He played in the European Championships 2 years ago. His only appearance in a major competition. Vanna has started ahead of Tolbring. That's also an interesting play. As tries to keep them guessing. And Östlund. Long-range effort. It almost looked casual from Gottfriedsen. Well, a quick response from Rasmus Lauger. Around the inside post, as we see Gottfriedsen's long-range effort. Jesper Nielsen holding the defence back as he beats Landin. So Andresson really has shuffled things around. At left back, he's put in Östlund, who's not played. He was brought in for Jakobsen. So not a like-for-like change since it was a left back for a right back. And it's his first taste of the action. That goes out to the side. It'll be a throw-in for Sweden. The Danes, though, celebrate the block, courtesy of Henrik Toft, who in fact is the one starting alongside his brother. He beats him, and at the moment, all the shots going through, and Östlund gets his first goal of the competition. He's only been in one match so far when he didn't play the last main round match. Chance of Denmark across the arena. So it is Henrik who started on the line, Lauger in the middle, Mensah. They will come back for the free throw. We got the first yellow card of the game, and it's Darja. Is it Jesper Nielsen, the line player, and a tough defender. Bit of an occupational hazard for him. 8 2-minute suspensions already so far in the competition. So Olsen at right back, and an interesting decision there in this competition. They've only got one left-handed right back, Balling, and he doesn't get used that much. Instead, Olsen, who's a playmaker, right-handed, here he comes, has been used on the right-hand side. The surprise factor is only rarely there. He's got a very good low shot, not really a bit of a jump shot, as Appelgren cheers on his team. He's not started today. Palichka, his club teammate at Rhein-Neckar-Löwen in Germany, is in goal. Much of a muchness between them, 35-36% save rate, and passive plays being called against Denmark. 6 passes. Hansen, Olsen straight onto the keeper, Palichka. The break is on, but the wingers are covered. Ekberg and Vanna. Fairness, Tolbring did have a bit of a lackluster last match for Sweden when they lost 25-28 to the Norwegians. Whether that's the reason, or if it is part of this trying to unsettle the Danes with a game plan. But he starts with Zacharisson, technically a right winger, in at the right back position. Gottfriedsen. Straight through, Zacharisson. Doesn't do badly, does he, as a back player, and the fans approve. Place for Fuchs Berlin. Damgaard has now come on as the attack struggles to get going for Denmark. His first shot, though, straight down the middle. Comfortable save for Palichka. Oh, that won't count. He was inside, and Jesper Nielsen fumbles the ball at the critical moment. That could have been 4-1. Jesper Nielsen, who plays for Paris Saint-Germain in France. Damgaard looks for the line. Oh, over the top, penalty, fouled in the act of shooting. Henrik Toft Hansen. He's brought down. Ironically, there's the goal at the other end by Zacharisson. And there the foul on Henrik Toft Hansen. who's married to Swedish international Ulrika Toft. Change the goalkeeper. In comes Appelgren, who's saved 4 penalties from 18 in the competition so far. Hansen scores comfortably. Just went for pace, really, as Appelgren came a long way forwards. Quick throw taken between arm and leg. And Hansen, who also plays for PSG. Hansen and Mulgaard, who's barely been used, the defence specialist for Denmark, play alongside Jesper Nielsen, the Swedish line player in Paris. It's interesting that Jeppsson, who's been so influential for the Swedes at left back, 21 goals. To be swapped. Oh, saved. Into the wing. He's picked up an injury, we understand, which is the reason. So problems mounting for the Swedes with no Jeppsson in the lineup. So they are here 1 player short. And they hit back. It's all square. Rasmus Lauger, his second. Plays for Flensburg in the German Bundesliga. 6th top scorer with 111 goals, but the response instantaneous when it comes from Henningsson. Defence specialist, although he seems to take a lot of steps on the way round, but that was Lauger at the other end. Sweden holding on here, 7 minutes in, 4-3 up, despite losing already Lagergren. Cederholm coming in for him. And now, as we hear, unavailability of Jeppsson, they'll have to come back again. Throw off taken a little too quickly. Olsen goes in, but it just seemed to distract the defender, who was slow to push up as Palicka is beaten. The Croatian fans seem happy. 4-4. Second goal then for Mikkel Hansen, first from open play after the earlier penalty. 8 minutes played, it's 4-4. See the knee still heavily strapped. Twice World Player of the Year, Hansen. Gottfridsson, Zacharisson, inside post. Well, so far so good for Andreasson and his decision to play him rather than Cederholm. More conventional right back. Stolen, Zacharisson is away. Ball just won't lift for him. Instead, a bit of help. Arneson is on, number 25. And he really is shuffling the deck here, Andreasson. Arneson, who's only played for 15 minutes in the competition. The number 25, he takes over at left back now. Arnesson's gone into the centre. Zacharisson, Gottfridsson, probably not the team they expected to play at all, and Gottfridsson goes around and gets another. Second for him. Denmark come back quickly, and once more Lauger, number 3. Lauger, Zacharisson, Sven and Henrik Toft all play at Flensburg. And on the Swedish side, Jeppsson, of course, unavailable now. Van and Gottfridsson also play there. Seems to be a bit of a Scandinavian feel. Mind you, Flensburg is, of course, right on the Danish border. A bit further for the Swedes. Gottfridsson in the centre then. Arneson, Zachariasson waits, and that's a free throw. As Ekberg's gone in as a second line player, and with all the injury problems mounting for the Swedes, Andresson's really had to shuffle. Oh, brilliant! And Ekberg was waiting patiently. The gap just opened up. And I don't think that Gottfridsson could quite believe his luck when he could see his captain on the line. So much space. And so 10 minutes played. 5-7, good save. And Palička started well in goal. His third save. Fast break. Palička started the whole thing with his save, and Henningsen scores his second of the game. And the team timeout has been called by Denmark as we watch that goal again by Henningsen straight through the legs of Niklas Landin. Palička can celebrate.
Og så går mand på de bevægelser der. Ikke? Det er stadigvæk at lure her, når du kan træde ud under, når Michael får bolden herovre. Ikke? Hey! Michael, du skifter med Mads for os angreb også. Spiller vi lige her igen nu. Olsen var der. Ikke? Rundgang højre med var der. Kom bare ind! Jag minns läget för rätt på. Jätteviktigt att vi får backar in så vi kan vara med och smälla när de kommer. Vi kommer in. Där borta på vänster två. Håll höjd. Upp med armarna. Tryck in det mot mitten. Vi får hjälp av Jeppe. Där har ni den. På vänster två mot Lauge. Låt han skjuta, men vi får inte backa. Berömda. Vad menar du?
So play resumes after we just saw Jordi Ribera, the Spanish coach there. Being congratulated. Spain in the final, waiting to see whether it will be Denmark or Sweden. Well, the Swedes struggling with injuries, but so far they are giving the Danes a tough old time, but that's a 2-minute suspension. Jesper Nielsen is off, ironically, after fouling his club teammate in Paris Saint-Germain, Mikkel Hansen. So Sweden will be short-handed, and maybe a chance here for the Danes to get the machinery going at the back. They're attacking with 4-2 now. Mortensen's waiting deep. Couldn't quite get the ball. Attacking foul. Just when they needed a little bit of concentration. It was Balling who'd just come on the right back. They're only left-handed right back. Here it is again. And in the process, Palička has injured himself in that collision afterwards. As he comes forwards, the van falling under his feet. The Balling, not the entrance he wanted. He's only been on 19 seconds, and that's not good news. Palička seemed to turn his ankle, while Hansen is also being looked at. Bit of tape needed. Sticking together again. Hope the arm doesn't fall off. So Daria, very interesting. He's been used on the right wing, but he's a line player. He'll go in on the line now in place of Jesper Nielsen, while Ekberg is doubling up there. Mortensen hanging on to him, and Zachariasson takes down Toft, Henrik Toft, as Palička still looking a little bit dazed after that incident. He's gone back to the head of the bench, so he's the one who's going to come on when they get the goalkeeper back in. But for now, still no goalkeeper. Ekberg, who's complaining to the referee that Mortensen's constantly holding his shirt. Gottfridsson, Zachariasson. Oh, brilliant pass and a good save by Landin. That was sublime to get it into Daria, but he fluffs his lines in front of goal. Into the wing. Now there's a huge angle. No chance there for Palička when you give that kind of space to Lasse Sven. Niklas Jakobsen, some relief, but still 2 goals behind. He hangs forever, Lasse Sven. And as soon as the leg comes up on Palička, down it goes underneath. That's to his 15 goals so far. 12.5 minutes played. Still a 2-goal lead for Sweden, who are playing with a very unconventional lineup, forced on them by injuries to Lagergren, who's been replaced, and Jeppsson, 2 of their most successful back players. Jeppsson, though, technically still available, but not lined up today. That's nicely done, and they're back to the 3-goal lead. Tolbring, Henningsen celebrate. That won't count. Too many steps anyway, says the referee, but the whistle had gone. Arneson was the scorer on that last one, and that's his 2nd goal of the competition only. 27-year-old, he plays for Bergische in the German Bundesliga 2nd division. Only played 15 minutes in the competition so far. Now he's thrown into the action early on in the semi-final, while Denmark changed goalkeeper. After making 1 save from 10 only, Landin, he makes way for Jannik Green. Olsen, penalty, fouled in the act of shooting. And having had Balling on for barely 20 seconds, there is Green warming up. Olsen comes back in, and his pace tells as he gets pushed by Jesper Nielsen. Hansen leans around and beats Palička. 2nd penalty for Mikkel Hansen. So 14 minutes played. We've had 16 goals. We thought this would be fast. It's been exactly that. It's really on 2nd wave. 30% save rate for Palička. I'm afraid 10% only. That's Landin. So they try and change things. Damgaard and Mensa Larsen's come in, while Sven's release cut straight from the left back. Damgaard provides the right winger, and they hit back. Lasse Sven, 2nd goal for him. Thick and fast. Henningsen makes his way off. Zachariasson will return to pick up the right back position. It does mean, though, that Ekberg, who tends to play 10-15 minutes at a time in a match, the Swedish captain on the right wing, may have to play a bit longer if they want to use Zachariasson, unless they do turn to Cederholm, who's just joined the team yesterday. Ekberg drops back again. Passive play being called. Jesper Nielsen, good save, Jannik Green. Quick pass down to Lauger, wasn't great by Mensa Larsen, but he's got it now. Tries to take them on, looking for the line, well held up. Daria and Arneson holding him up. And so off goes Damgaard. Olsen returns. So we're back to the starting lineup again, having juggled around a little bit. Mensa Larsen not really able to influence much. In fairness, he's had a bit of a downbeat tournament. Hansen, brilliant save, Palička. The ball is loose, Ekberg breaks. Olsen can't stop him, at least not without fouling him. Lovely little drop under the keeper. 2nd goal for Ekberg. 3-goal lead is back again. 16 minutes played. Denmark just can't quite get their pace going in attack. Shades of the France-Spain game, where France for 40 minutes seemed to still be in warm-up mode. Lauger into the wing. That's very close. Palička saves again. 5 saves. Shooting's letting them down. Gottfriedsen, and they'll ease things up. Off goes Henningsen. Zachariasson returns in. And Hampus Varner still on the left wing. Given that they've had to patch the back line up, we've got a new player on the left side who's barely played in the competition, a right winger at right back. They're not doing too badly, the Swedes. Good save by Green, but the follow-up is there from Hampus Varner. 24-year-old playing his first major competition for Sweden. 13th international today. 12-8. Olsen returns. The Greens come out. As Denmark now go for a 5-2 attack. Toft and Zachariasson is the other line player. Hansen trying to overload the defense. Oh, straight through. Bounced the ball, and Jesper Nielsen just seemed to back off. And Hansen accepted the invitation for his 4th goal. 18 minutes played. Still, though, they trail by 3. There it is. He drops the ball, and Nielsen just sailed across in front of him. Left the door open. Gottfridsson. No one picks him up. It's Arnason, in fact, who gets his 2nd. He too only playing his 13th international. Together with Henningsson. Empty goal again as they try this 5-2. Olsen, Hansen. Getting the goalkeeper back in again. Mortensen's come off. Passive play's been called. Takes the long-range pass. Their shot, but it's going to come to nothing. It's a free throw, and Nikolaj Jakobsen, former great player in his day, scoring nearly 600 goals for Denmark as a left winger. Trying to get things organised. Does well. Beautiful lob by Lasse Sven for his 3rd goal. Flensburg winger from a long way back. Trying to turn and check himself with little success. Sweden's brief +4 lead has gone again. Oh, brilliant. Gottfridsson provides Jesper Nielsen with his 1st goal of the game. And team timeout for Denmark. It's not quite working for them at the moment. That was a lovely supply by Gottfridsson.
Tager den bak herover. Mikkel, ud på fløjen. Så skal vi stadigvæk blive ved med at trykke. Og så kommer du ned bagved. Og så får du skiftet med Olsen i forsvaret. Nej, du spiller med på stregen stadigvæk i 7 mod 6. Okay? Mikkel, du skynder dig ud, og så Olsen, du går på fløjen i forsvaret.
Hey, vi skal ikke nå noget. Vi tager det stille og roligt. Ikke mål af gangen, drenge. Kom, vi skal vise dig udstråling her. Kom, hvad kan vi få? Det er sidste fulbærlægget. Ja, du har den breda. Vanne fortsätter att hålla kampen. Det är bra. Fortfarande han i 7-6. Spela din position där i mitten där. Henning får tvinga honom in i mitten. Han har fått skjuta benen och Henning får smälla. Kommer han inte in i mitten så får vi riska dem utsidan.
Brilliant goal that was by Sven. So play resumes with Sweden 4 goals to the good, 20 minutes in. After making a better start, the Danes just can't get back into their stride. The goalkeeper's out once more, looking for the line. Empty goal. The long pass down. Oh, brilliant. Hampus Vanna catches it in mid-air and shoots before he lands. They could have gone straight for goal. Instead, they made life a tad difficult, I have to say, for the winger. Henningsson lobs it up. He didn't have to really worry too much just to beat Green, who's still racing in. 5-goal lead restored for Sweden as Denmark can't quite get the attack going. They try the 5-2 again. Olsen. Lauger, who's now shifted to the right-back position. The whole attack is off-centre to the right. Lauga, and as Palicka comes out, the ball goes in on the near post, and that was, in fact, Ulrika Toft. Ironically, wearing the Danish 23 shirt. She is, though, a Swedish international, supporting her husband today. Rasmus Lauga, 4 goals. Still, though, they trail. Hampus Van has gone in on the line as well. Oh, brilliant! Toft tried to intercept, but that was superbly caught, and Sweden are playing out of their socks here today. Ekberg, the scorer. And we have a 2-minute suspension, the arm taken. There he was, Gottfridsson, 3rd assist for him as Ekberg puts it away one-handed. That was class. And then that is the 2-minute suspension at the other end. Off goes Arnason. So penalty will be taken by Hansen again. Scored 2 already. Oh, Palicka slipped and went down, and as he did so, it was the easiest job in the world to put it into the roof of the net. Dummied the first, and as he dummied down, he thought it was going between his legs, I think. And Palicka drops. So the Swedes have also taken out their goalkeeper, and Magnus Landin has now come on, younger brother of the goalkeeper. Number 4, he's at the front of this deep 5-1 defence as they tried to steal the ball with the empty goal beckoning at the other end. Danish fans looking somewhat nervously and maybe thinking, well, this is how it was going with France. Never got going. And then it just snowballed from there. Andresson. Still thinking about it. Ah, nearly went in. And that came off a defender. And he's gone over the back line, though. It'll be a throw-in from the corner. And they've stopped the clock. As Lauga, I think, is just asking how many passes have they got left. He seemed to be told 3. It's a passive play call. Team timeout for Sweden. They waited for the moment there. Andresson is remonstrating. Not quite sure why. He should just focus on speaking to his players. He's wanting to have a word with the referees.
Eller snabbt utspel till Hampus. Ja. Bytet, Klara Zacke kommer på bytet efter passning. Ja. Kan du slå den upp? Ja. 1, 2, 3. Jag har avgjort passning. 1, 2, 3 mark. Du ligger väl. 4 mitt, 6 skott. Ska jag slå den till Ekberg inte? Nej, du har ingen passning kvar då. Så du får gå på läget. Ja. Okej, Zacke har bytt. Jag står bara här för bytning. Jag byter. Ingen passning till mig. Yes. Bra gubbar. Oj!
Nu her spiller vi 5 med kryds, og så kommer Mikkel på den første aflevering, Lauke, så kommer du i feltet i angrebet, okay? Med mindre vi er overtalt, ikke? Spiller overtalt normalt, 7 mod 6. Her i forsvaret nu, 4 afleveringer. Ikke noget med en blind fløjl.
So play resumes. Gottfridsson fouled, and that's going to be a 2-minute suspension caught from the back, and that's always the danger with the front defender, that if you want to try and keep going at the player once he's beaten you, you will always be in trouble. There it is, the shirt pulling. And Lauga is off. He came up because Landin was beaten, tried to cover. And in the end, he was tagging along behind Gottfridsson. Nice smile from him. Thought maybe that should be a penalty, but the foul that caused that suspension for Lauga happening a long time before the 6-meter line. So both teams are short-handed, but when they get back to full strength, Sweden will have a power play for about 1 minute and 10. Ekberg, not enough space there. 2 on the line. as they attack 4-2. Zachariasson straight through. So, attacking foul, takes 2 defenders with him, no goal. How often we see that when you got the extra player, because you're taking out the goalkeeper when you miss your chance. Oh! For the second time, the defenders stall and then leave the door open. Daria this time, and Olsen goes straight through. First goal of the game for Olsen. Sweden, though, are back to full strength again. Palicka returns in goal, and Ekberg drops in on the wing. A slip by Zachariasson. Last thing they want is an injury. They're already playing with only 15 players here. Zachariasson into Ekberg. Ah, put a bit of spin on it, it didn't work. And Mensa Larsen, who's back on again. And Landin applauds Yannick Green. Actually, did he touch it? He may have just got a toe on it. As we see that goal at the other end, Palicka lifted the right leg and Olsen went for the near post. Goalkeeper is out again for Denmark, but this time just to level up the numbers. Landin, who's replaced Mortensen, who's not had too much impact in the game so far, on the left wing. Mensa Larsen, who's got a huge shot on him, but frustratingly, here at Euro 2018, just hasn't often taken the long-range efforts. As a result, he's had short bursts of action in his 2 hours on court with just 4 goals. Olsen. Passive play now being called against Denmark as Hansen is pulled from the back and dragged to the ground. Lars Geipel calls on the mop. And Daria may have come off slightly worse underneath Hansen. Took 3 of them to stop him, but in the end they got there. Mikkel Hansen, twice World Player of the Year. Played in Barcelona, then went home to play at AG Copenhagen, and now in France for PSG. Long-range shot. That would have been inside anyway against René Toft. And so with 5 minutes to go, Sweden are still leading as we have a bit of a barren spell in the game here. Maybe not for long. Henningsson! Near post, the whistle's already gone. Too many steps, they say, anyway on the way in. Seems to be the message from Marcus Helbig at the back. And so Henningsson, he thought he got another goal. Takes his place on the bench. They are at full strength. Zachariasson again at left back. Victor Östlund comes on. He plays in Denmark for Team Tvis Holstebro. That won't count inside the area. Mensa Larsen. Henrik Toft runs up. Hansen looks around to see who he's got. He's got Olsen, who'll move over to the right-hand side. Mensa Larsen. And they put on the extra attacker, Zachariasson, on the line with Henrik Toft. No goalkeeper. Oh, yes. Saved. Palicka. That was a golden opportunity to take some of the pressure. 3.5 minutes to go. Palicka is on 7 saves. Came forward quickly. Spanish coach still waiting to find out who his opponent will be. Plenty of time to go yet. Sven. Mensa Larsen's the playmaker now. Strong player, but he just needs to let rip every now and again. Swedes know, though, they come up onto him. Daria quick at the 9-meter line. Appelgren. They're saying, what about passive play? It's already being waved. And back in goes Green. There can't be too many passes left now for Denmark. Interesting that they've taken off Landin now. They still have 2 line players. Try and put a bit of a block on. No way through for Hansen. And surely they can't have too much left now. It must be a pass and a shot. Came off a defender. That'll be a throw-in from the corner. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Olsen, trademark shot, very low. And Appelgren celebrates as that goes wide. 3 goals the lead, 2.5 minutes remaining, and Sweden have managed this very well indeed. As Hansen's shot just gets tipped there by Jesper Nilsson. So again, Landin at the front of this deep defence. He's got to hold his man there, because last time he didn't. Lauger got into trouble trying to cover behind. Ekberg goes in as a second line to cause problems on the short-handed defence at the back. Side netting, Gottfridsson. Hansen. Scoring has dried up now, no goals for nearly 5 minutes. And we enter the last 2 minutes of the first half with no goalkeeper for Denmark. Again, Olsen returns. 2 on the line, this time it's the Toft brothers together. Mensah Larsen, Hansen, back again to Olsen. Mensah Larsen almost looks lost as to where he wants to go, into the line. And again saved, but it's a foul. Henrik Toft fouled in the act of shooting, and it's a penalty. Danish fans, though, still looking somewhat anxious. There was the supply by Hansen. His arm taken, in fact, a tap by Jesper Nilsson. He'll be club teammates with him next season, as Henrik Toft is going to PSG. Hansen hasn't missed yet. Appelgren's gone into goal now. Can he stop him? He can't. Gets the scoring going again after a long, barren spell. 5 minutes with no goals. We're into the last minute. Now had 3 goals without reply as Denmark fight back from a 5-goal deficit. Ekberg. Zachariasson. Gottfridsson's now shifted left. 40 seconds. Östlund in the centre. 1.98 m. Goes for Team Twist Holstebro in Denmark, although none of his club teammates on court just now. And the Balling, who's on the bench. It's going to be a free throw with a 2-minute suspension, and Denmark finish on a low, I'm afraid. Have a look and see. A little push in the back by René Toft. Subtle but well spotted by the referee, and René Toft takes a walk. Plays for Kiel in Germany with Landin. But also the Swedes, Ekberg and Nilsson, who hasn't come on yet, interestingly. So 25 seconds to go, and Tolbring comes off the bench. We'll see bits of the incident again. The winger to take the penalty. Oh, Tolbring misses! Well, Green, I don't think, got a touch on it, and an opportunity to reopen a bit of a lead and get going again after no goals. For 8 minutes now for the Swedes. Olsen, 2 seconds, they've got to shoot! That won't count, the buzzer's already gone, and Denmark didn't quite keep an eye on the clock. But they go into the half-time break, having had a better run in the last 10 minutes, the Danes. As we see that effort again, that counts for nothing, because the buzzer went pretty much as he took the shot. And Henrik Toft frustrated in the centre. He'd been free a couple of times before. While Tolbring missed an opportunity to put the lead back at 3. No goals for 8.5 minutes at the end for Sweden, as Denmark claw their way back in. At half-time in the semi-finals, Sweden 16, Denmark 14. As the teams head off, it is nicely poised here. 64% of the Swedish attack succeeding, 67% of their shooting. The Danes down on 53% only and have been denied all fast breaks. Normally it's bread and butter to them. They've had 20 in the competition. 2 fast breaks for the Swedes. 3 turnovers apiece, not much in it. While Sweden have missed their only penalty, Hansen has scored all 4 of Denmark's. And then those 2 suspensions apiece, one of them running through the half-time break for Denmark. So top scorers in the game so far, Ekberg and Arnason, the top scorers for Sweden with 3 goals apiece, but Hansen outscoring them all with 6 of his own and Lauger with 4. But still, Denmark trail against the Swedes, who've had to patch up their attack, but are doing very well on the back of it. Story of the game was a very good start by the Swedes, who even opened up a 5-goal lead, but have then dried up for 8.5 minutes at the end, while the Danes, although not scoring a lot, have scored enough to get back on the coattails of the Swedes. It's 16-14 at the break. We'll take a break as well, but join us again for the second half. We'll see you then. So welcome back to this second semi-final at the Men's European Handball Championships in Zagreb. And at half-time, Sweden are leading Denmark 16-14 to decide who will play Spain in the final. Swedish team, who've had quite a bit of reorganization to do already. They had taken the decision to substitute Lagergren, who's been playing so well at right back. He picked up concussion in the last game, and they changed him with Cederholm. And we've now found out that the reason Simon Jeppsson isn't playing is that he has a throat infection. He travelled with the team, but they decided he shouldn't play. And so at the last second they changed. There's Lars Christiansen, the Danish former left winger, scored 1,500 goals for his country. Looking on and seeing his team trailing by 2. The wings haven't quite managed to exert any control. Maybe a few tips from the old master. So the Danes, who were off for a long, long time, literally came back in just in time for the throw-off. Janne Green took over from Landin, only 3 saves from 10. Well, actually, that's not bad, 30%. A bit below his own average, though, 40%. The other end, Palichka is on 7 saves and a 37% success rate, just a tad above his average. Ekberg, the Swedish captain. So here we go then. Denmark throw off the second half of this second semi-final at the Men's European Championships here in the Arena Zagreb, trailing 14-16 against Sweden. The Olympic champions have never quite got going in attack. The defense, unfortunately today, is somewhat porous, which means that the Swedes have been scoring with a 64% success rate, which is, of course, in the process, taken away Denmark's fast break options. And Sweden, with a patched-up attack at the back, doing very well indeed at the moment, with a lot of changes. Sven, good save again. Palichka, that's gone out of play. It will be a throw-in for Denmark. Danes, who have repeatedly taken out their goalkeeper, whether it be for a 5-2 or in this case for that suspension overrunning from the last half. As we see Palichka's 8th save, Andresson is happy. That is Daria, line player, the defense specialist, although he's had his moments in attack as well. And Appelgren, the other goalkeeper, club teammates with Palichka. In Germany, finally Kaluvin, the goalkeeper, still out for the Danes, who have that overrunning 2-minute suspension still running through. Switch back, passive play, trying to release the winger. And that's saved and goes off at the back, and Palichka save number 9. And Nikolai Jakobsen looking on and thinking this is not quite going to plan. Palichka is playing out of his socks today. He's on a 43% save rate. Denmark will be back to full strength very soon. René Toft is waiting to sprint on. He can go now. Penalty, fouled on the line. Landin says, what for? That is the reason. Nielsen is fouled and stepping inside the defence, Magnus Landin. Change the goalkeeper, Landin will come on. Save 4 from 14 in the competition, the Danish captain. He's up against Ekberg. So Tolbring missed the penalty just before the break. Can the captain do better? Straight away. The Landin barely has time to move at a 3-goal lead. Well, for a lot of people, it looked like a France-Denmark final on Sunday. But the remodeled young French team struggled today to get their attack going. You'll say, well, teams all end up having a bad day. Lauga, saved again, 10th save of the game, and their shooting is letting them down. Although take nothing away from Palička, Henningsson. And Arneson. Very clever play by Christian Andresson, who's constantly changing his players around at the back. And it is not allowing the Danes to get a real idea of what's going on. They're trying with a deeper defence now to see if they can start to get a few steals and force the Swedes into some longer-range shooting. And maybe get some fast breaks going, because they've been absolutely starved of those. Arneson, good save. The ball is loose, that's where it might work. Mikael Hansen, Lauga. Landin goes in, but he's covered all the way. And once more, Denmark are going to go for a 5-2 attack, although Olsen seems to have other ideas. Lauga, realizing that they're waiting for the switch, slows things down. Oh, gone out behind, empty goal. They're trying to get Green back in again, and just as he was going for the ball, Palička slips. Appelgren looks on anxiously. Lauga's quick shot. It was read all the way by Palička. 11 saves, and Denmark shooting. Terrible here today. There another save. What a game he is having. The 31-year-old is playing his 80th international today. So Jesper Nielsen comes out a long way, drops back in. 4 minutes into the second half, and the lead has grown with just that single goal for the Swedes. Good save again, and Yannick Green too is getting in on the act now. His 5th save. Olsen. Good save again, Palička, he is picking everything up. Gottfriedsen playing absolutely superbly. Andreas Palička, 12 saves. Gottfriedsen. Arneson has shifted into the centre with his deep 5-1 defence from the Danes. Zachariasson. Jesper Nielsen. Straight through, Zachariasson puts it wide but wins the penalty. Pushed on the way by Olsen. No doubt clearly in the mind of Marcus Helbig, who marches straight to the 7-metre line. And in fact it's Hansen. So with that foul, Ekberg again. Takes it coolly, same as the last one, drops it gently. And the lead is opened up again. 4 goals. A little bit of spin on it as well. 2 goals without replies, not for the want of having the chances, the Danes. But everything they've thrown at Palička in this second half has been saved. To the line, it's not there again. Oh, still. Landin did well, and Palička saves again. 13 saves, and Denmark just can't get past the Swedish keeper. Does it again. Incredible. 6 saves in 6 minutes. Andresson is delighted. Nikolaj Jakobsen on the other bench must be pulling his hair out. Jesper Nielsen again goes around the front of Magnus Landin and drops him. Ekberg, Gottfridsson, and they bring the lead up again. And Jakobsen, what must he do to get them going here? Hansen clips it off the post but gets the penalty. Fouled in the act of shooting. They've just been hit with 3 goals in the second half with no reply. There's the foul. Barged out of the way. Relatively easy call as we see yet another one of Palichka. 6 saves in the second half. Hansen. Finally, their 7th shot of the half, and it goes in. It takes them 7 shots to get 1 goal, but they are in trouble. 7 goals for Hansen, but the Danish fans are looking very anxious indeed. They've decided to revert back to a 6-0 defence now. With the 2 Toft brothers in the middle. Gottfridsson. Problem is that the Swedes keep on finding a way through. Zachariasson, too many steps. Anyway, the whistle had long gone. Back he comes. The 27-year-old playing his 111th international. Fuchs Berlin he plays for in Germany. Here he comes again. Gottfridsson goes around into the wing. Ekberg, oh, off the post. Picked up though. Hampus Varner, the winger, in the right place. Slowed the pace down now, the Swedes. Sometimes they're sprinting, sometimes they're going nice and slow. And Jakobsen, the Danish coach, puts his hand up for passive play. Seems to work, but all it does is bring an absolute hammer of a shot. Courtesy of Zachariasson. 3 goals for the right winger, who's playing as a back today. After Green made just 5 saves, which actually isn't that bad compared to Landin in the first half with 1 from 11. Landin is back in goal for Denmark. 9 minutes played in the second half, and the gap has just opened up. And again, Hansen to the rescue as Landin backtracks into goal. The long-range effort straight over the top of Green, and which prompted Jakobsen to change the keeper. It took the Danes 7 minutes to get their opening goal in the second half, and also 7 shots. That's not a great one. Landin straight down the middle, looks for the wingers. His brother is away on the left wing, but covered all the way by Zachariasson. Henrik Toft goes in on the line. Lauga, Olsen. Sweden had not scored for 8.5 minutes at the end of the first half. They've certainly resumed here well, but Denmark, bit by bit, are clawing their way back. Olsen, second goal of the game for the back player who plays for Hanover in Germany. 72 goals for them this season in the Bundesliga. Denmark are in touch, but still struggling. Arnason, Zachariasson, Gottfridsson, Jesper Nielsen waiting for the service. It's only a free throw. Both he and the defender, Henrik Toft, were inside the area. As Yannick Green looks on from the bench. And that last effort from Olsen. Waiting and waiting for the goalkeeper to commit himself. Relief for the fans, but still they trail. Play resumes then after that. In European games, it's 3 goals apiece, or 3 matches apiece, I should say, rather than 1 draw. The last European Championship play was a draw, in fact, and that was 2 years ago in Poland in the group stages. Tries to spin it around. This time Ekberg is beaten. Hansen races away. Lauga, Olsen, there's a gap. Off the post and it stays out. And Denmark are so profligate with their shooting. Andresson, a real let-off for the Swedes there. That could have brought them back to within 2. 52% success rate on their shooting. Denmark way below their average 61. So far as Ekberg, they're trying desperately to put spin on the ball. But Landin, the perfect response. Taps the ball before it hits the ground. There's no doubt where it's going then. Little handoff. Arnason was running in to get the return from Östlund, but went a bit too early, went behind him. No doubt that Denmark have had their chances. It's the finishing that's let them down. Lauga struggling to find a way through. Very good defending at the centre. Östlund is holding it up with Jesper Nielsen. Problem is they've got no long-range shooting on the right-hand side, Denmark, with Olsen playing. He's got to drive right into 6 metres. 1.84 play on, that's a free throw, in fact, is given. And 20 for Nikolaj Jakobsen to think about, the Danish coach. While the mopping is going on as we watch this, it was so nearly stolen. Lauga did well to pick himself back up again. But Halicka on the right there, 13 saves. What a game he's having. Oh, absolutely blasted that, Lauga. There was a lot of frustration in that shot by the 26-year-old from Flensburg. Henningsen goes off, and for the first time in the game, Sweden bring on Lukas Nilsson, the left back who plays for Kiel, club teammates with the Danish goalkeeper. And for that matter, René Toft. He's been used in short bursts. Lukas Nielsen, the 21-year-old. There he is, 117 goals for his country. It's his 49th appearance. Is he going to be the joker? That's straight down the middle. Ah, the follow-up, double save. But the second one won't count because Ekberg wins the penalty. Fouled in the act of shooting. Frustration for Landin, who makes the save. Hansen too slow to get there. Even he will admit, not the strongest defender, but just needed to knock the ball out, not try and pick it up. Oh dear. Maybe sometimes super slow-mo doesn't make you look so good. So Zachariasson steps up to take the penalty this time. And scores. 4th goal of the game for him, first penalty. 96 kilometers an hour he blasted that at. As soon as he lifted his leg, went down the other side, Zachariasson. Lauga shifts left, Hansen in the middle. Only left-handed right back they've got. Baling not really been used, and Lauga is using a bit of brute force with another long-range effort. It's what they need. They haven't had any depth to the attack. They haven't got it on the right because they're using Olsen. Reaction from the fans. The team timeout, meanwhile, has been called by Sweden.
Har vi Max går som höger 6. Zacke höger, ni spelar höger 1. Spelar höger 2. Jeppe, höger 3. Shuin som vänster 3. 2 byter. Kim och Lukas byter anfall-försvar. Är med där? Jobbar vi med finsk? Nej, vi kör ju rolben fast i Jim. Ja, men nej, vi har Max inne. Sen kör vi där några anfall här nu. Sen Ekberg tillbaka in. Va? Tar vi Linus som höger tvåa igen. Lugnt och fint nu bara gubbar. Hej gubbar! Vi är tajta på Lauge nu. Han släpper inte bollen om han tänker mamma kommer fri. Kom igen nu gubbar! Kör mamma!
Hey, det er små ting, der mangler noget. Vi skal fandme have de der hey. Vi snakker om pausen. For så vend rundt og få taget de returboldene. Ikke? Tag Niklas de bolde ind i kassen. Nu er Lukas kommet ind. Husk at få taget de der højde. Kommer godt, hvis han ind igen. Så vær nu klar, på han hele tiden ligger og brækker ind og vender rundt. Mere ro på. Magnus, du har ikke taget så meget højde med Sabitson der. Og så har Radiello vist ud af derovre, ikke? Hey, indgangsmæssigt. Masser af tid nu, ja. Og vi ved med de der returbolde, så kom.
So here we go again. Both teams have now used two team timeouts. Sweden resume 2 goals up. They did have a 19-14 lead. It's now 21-19 as Denmark come to life a little with Lauge. Oh, lovely play. Lukas Nielsen sucks in 2 defenders and releases the ball to Van. And not only has Van scored, but it's another 2-minute suspension for the Danes. Van, the scorer, but René Toft is off for his second suspension of the game. There was the feed. And for the push, René Toft Hansen gets sent off. Hampus Van, one of 3 players in the Swedish side making the debut, gives them a 3-goal lead again. Midway through the second half, the Danes have taken out the goalkeeper. Balling, the left-handed right back. That's a penalty, and Lauge is doing all the heavy lifting on his own at the moment. 2 goals and now a penalty. The back player from Flensburg. He scored 111 goals for them this season, 6th top scorer in the German league. He's certainly pulling his weight. Hansen again. Appelgren returns to goal, makes no difference. They are back to within 2. Appelgren, a lot of movement, but in the end, beaten for pace. Because when you're jumping around, your ability to react quick is diminished. So power play now for Sweden. Mensa Larsson is returning to the centre of the defence. The ball is stolen. Mensa Larsson has it, wisely passes it back. And Magnus Landin passes back to his brother. And they slow the pace down. They are short-handed. If the fast break isn't on immediately, they will pull up. Denmark, we've had 20 fast break goals in the competition so far. It's not a huge amount. They like to do it on the back of the strong defending, but here today, I'm afraid just the one fast break, and they missed that. The Swedes have had 2. They've had 37 otherwise in the competition, the Swedes. They certainly feed off the fast break. Passive play being called now against Sweden. Again, Lauge goes off. Takes Jesper Nielsen with him. So far, so good for Andresson. You see Lauge get away from his man there and pull to the ground. The other end. There was the interception by Henrik Toft, and then Mensa Larsson picking up the loose ball. Oh, off the post, it stays out. The ball is still in play, and that's given to Sweden. And again, they're shooting, letting them down. Oh, yes. Looking for some other intervention. They've got fingertips on it. Zacharisson, Gottfridsson, and Lukas Nielsen, who's been kept back in reserve. And a big shot, if he can just get a little bit of a run in. Tries now, it's blocked. Magnus Landin has the ball. Denmark go back to full strength again as Mensa Larsson comes down the court. Still hasn't had a shot on goal, Mensa Larsson. He'll come off. Defensive duties done. Olsen returns. And, no goalkeeper. There's contemplating whether to put on Zachariasson, and in fact, goalkeeper goes back on, decides not to, as Mensa Larsson been on for 13 minutes, but not managed to let rip at the Swedish goal. Coming up to 18 minutes played now, 22-20, the Swedes are leading. And underneath the keeper, and Olsen with his third goal gets them back to within one. Mulgaard, the defence specialist, jumps to his feet. Just 42 minutes to play, the PSG defence man. As Jakobsen prefers to use the two Toft brothers in the middle. Olsen, a little slap on the head from Lauga as they come off. Waiting for the next attack. Ekberg goes in as a second line player. The lead is just one goal now. Sweden have slightly lost the initiative. Oh, that's gone out of play. It's given finally as a Swedish throw. Ekberg did well to check himself and drop on the loose ball just before it went out of play. He stays on the wing as Landin looks on. Gottfridsson came off a defender. It'll be a throw-in from the corner. And the clock has been stopped. Nikolai Jakobsen pacing up and down impatiently. Left winger in his day. Ekberg. Nielsen again blocked, and the Danish defence now is finding its way. Steal the ball again. Magnus Landin, no options up front. And slowly but surely, they are again fighting to get back into this game. 5 minutes without a goal, although the Danes have only managed 2 in that time. As the Danes work their way back from a 5-goal deficit. Lauga shifts to the right now as Olsen teases in the middle. Toft is trying to get free, but he's got 2 defenders. Try and use the space. Little push, he gets a free throw. Possession stays with the Danes. 10 minutes to go in the game. Denmark, who came in somewhat as favourites in this game, as we see that's good defending by Zachariasson. Certainly done his bit. The 26-year-old Flensburg line player. 1m92, using his height to good effect. So Daria and Jesper Nielsen holding up the centre of the defence as we have a passive play call. Saved! Again, Palichka to the rescue. 15 saves for the Rhein-Neckar-Löwen goalkeeper. It is again, wasn't a great shot in fairness, straight down the middle. Only danger was going through the legs. 9.5 minutes. Arneson returns to the attack for Sweden. Gottfridsson. Oh yes, across the goal, and Landin didn't move. But an immediate response by Denmark. 5 minutes with no goal, though, for the Swedes. Zachariasson brings them back in. First goal of the game for the line player, newcomer to the team. Making his debut at a major competition for the Danes as we watch the response at the other end. Second line's gone in, Hampus Varner. Gottfridsson, and again, no defence going up onto him. And Landin left to his own devices, and Gottfridsson gets his 5th goal. Penalty. Lauga again. He really is lifting his game, trying to keep Denmark in the frame, as we see Gottfridsson's effort there. Zachariasson tried to put the block on, but couldn't, as Lauga comes back. It was a good save by Palichka, but it counts for nothing. It would be even better if he can save this, though. He can't, and that is goal number 10 for Mikkel Hansen. He scored 863 for Denmark in his 184 appearances. Phenomenal talent. It's a one-goal game. So Hampus Vanna, who's had the whole of the game on the left wing so far. No time for Tolbring other than missing that penalty at the end of the first half. Vanna is playing just his 13th international. Gottfriedsen again through the keeper, and at the moment everything he launches is going in. Lauga, attacking foul called against him. Palička happy with that. There was the release, and Hector came across and waited for the impact. Gottfriedsen, though, went straight between the keeper's legs. The Danes will look at their shooting today and go, what on earth went wrong? That said, the Swedes are starting to tail back on it. Down to 58% success rate on their shooting. That's the goalkeeper's ball. Green. Tension still building as time runs out for the Danes. And finally, Mensa Larsen lets rip. Beats his club teammate at Rhein-Neckar-Löwen in Germany. Palička could do nothing about that one. 6 minutes to go, and Sweden still lead by 1. Gottfriedsen. Attacking foul. Skypel had a bit of a think about it. Mensa Larsen was going to pass down to Hansen, but realised Zachariasson is loitering at the front of a 5-1 defence now for Sweden. And it's going to be a 2-minute suspension. Gottfriedsen. Is it, or is it Vanna? We're just trying to check who it is. Let's have a look and see. Little push, grab on the hand from behind as well. It's Gottfriedsen. That's a big blow for the Swedes at a crucial moment here as we near the last 5 minutes of this semi-final. The reaction on the bench, incredulous. Not only that, but a penalty, and Hansen has a chance to level it. Finally, they've been trailing all the way and sends Palička the wrong way. A quick dummy low right, and then he goes top left. 11 goals for Hansen. His foot just in contact with the ground as he goes right into the corner. And so, with 5 minutes to go, it's all square. That 5-goal lead for Sweden, a distant memory. And they're also short-handed for still another minute and a half. Goalkeeper is out. Agnesson is in the centre. Zachariasson at right back. They've decided still not to use Sederholm, the right back they brought in for the injured Lagergren, and that's gone in, and they go back in front again. Zachariasson, all credit to him, playing out of position. 4.5 minutes to go, and Sweden back in front again. Denmark. Zachariasson, 2 on the line. Sven, saved! Still in play! Lovely John by Henningsson to keep it. And Palička continues to thwart Denmark's best efforts. Right leg up and blocks it. 16 saves for the man from Rhein-Neckar-Löwen. The whole bench are on their feet. Hail the hero. Empty goal again. Still 30 seconds while they're short-handed, and Denmark is shooting 57%, 58 for Sweden. Jesper Nielsen goes in on the line. Free throw. Zachariasson and Henrik Toft holding him up. They're running the clock down nicely, the Swedes. Clever play. Zacharisson, Lukas Nilsson managed to find the back of the goal. Oh, awkward bounce. And Zacharisson's day continues. Palička celebrates 6 goals for the 27-year-old from Fuchs Berlin. Hansen couldn't quite control the ball. It's only a free throw and time is ticking away. Clock has been stopped with just over 3 minutes remaining as Zacharisson lets rip with a long effort. And it was Jesper Nielsen who was holding back Toft on the line, so he couldn't run up and it left the gap straight through. And well, there, he couldn't get his hand fully on the ball. Jesper Nielsen again bringing down Zacharisson. Sweden, who were European champions in 94, 98, 2000 and 2002 in the golden era of the Benga boys, haven't done it since. Are they going to do it here today? What a surprise that would be for a lot of people who felt that they hadn't quite played up to their strengths, but Palička is pulling them along with 17 saves. 2.5 minutes for Denmark to salvage this semi-final. It's tied at normal time. We'll go into extra time, 2 times 5 minutes. Andreasson has got the tactics just right here. Having lost Lagergren to injury and then Jeppsson to illness just before the game, deciding not to play him. Sweden have played it very clever at the back, especially with Zacharisson on the right-hand side. Oh yes, Gottfridsson, and he's going to make life very difficult for the Danes. The Swedes are on their feet. A 3-goal lead with 2 minutes and a team timeout. Nikolaj Jakobsson looks at the goalkeepers and just thighs. What a game he has played. The man from Flensburg.
René, du skal ikke oversætte den screening derovre. Spiller vi 5 med Kryds Olsen, ikke? Og så kommer Lauke i feltet herover, Mikkel. Så husk at holde afstand. Så går vi op og dækker 5-1 med Magnus foran. Så skal vi have presset ud over fløjene her til sidst. Vi skal ikke have lavet alt for mange spilstop. Og så skal vi løbe på det lort, drenge. 2 minutter.
Kom nu, hvad kan du få? Is i pannan, så här bara. Hej! Lyssna nu. Bakåt, det kommer komma snabbt avslut. Se till att vi undviker tvåor. Flytta över. Så får vi pressa dem till att ta ett utsida 2. Här borta i sånt fall. Inga tvåor. Inga krav. Satsar de hårt här. Satsar de hårt som fan så kan du göra det om man kommer lite över. Yes. Men hej, sen är det så här. Framåt. Om de lyfter, blir väldigt offensiva. Kan du komma och byta? Jerry, är du redo då? Spelbara. Var modiga. Släpper de er. Våga ta läge. Hej! Varenda jävla retur. Framåt. Spelar vi mittsex. Bara när det är helt hej. Vänta här. Hej. Akta nu. De går fram i båten till back. Kom igen.
So Denmark, European champions in 2008, 2012. Their chance of reaching another final hang by a thread here, thanks to an amazing performance. But Palička in goal, not that time though. Lauge, his 7th goal, they've got one back. Green races back into goal. Awkward shot away from his body, but somehow smuggled it under the keeper. Magnus Landin has gone a long way forwards, trying to poach the ball. The Swedes will try and make this a long attack. 1.5 minutes to go. They've got to play it clever. Arneson is on. Barely played in the competition, the number 25 for Sweden. And now suddenly, he's had a real run out here today. And a team timeout now for Sweden with 1 minute and 15 seconds to go and a 2-goal lead.
Vi har frikastet här borta. Ja, det är 5 passningar kvar. Zacke får gå man, där skapar frikast. Undvik styrmer. Ja, precis. Undvik styrmer. Långt ner, djupt ner i hörnet. Ta läget.
Jag har en grej där. Ska vi köpa en check då? Så de kan inte...
Hej, kommer du på säck och hoppar och skjuter? Ja. Ja, nej. Vanne springer hem och byter, du blir vänsterrätta. Är vi med där? Vanne och Jim kommer på bytet. Hej, sen är det 2 punkt. Och vi går för det. Men studsa inte framför dem så de kan sno bollarna. Vi ska inte Kom på check om det.
René, du skifter med Anders. Anders, så vi har dig på mand-mand-spillet. Ja. Vi tager Jim og Saltesson væk. Frikast skal tages heroppe. Så holder vi Lasse her og højden der. Og så må vi få herover eller afslutning ud på Hambus herude. Ikke? Som nødt til at ordne lidt, uden at de skal have en helt vildt stor chance.
So here we go again then, 1 minute and 15 seconds for Sweden to make way to a final. That's going to be a free throw possession stage with Sweden. They are in no hurry to take the throw. Zacharisson waits a bit more time by saying, I want 3 meters. Gottfridsson takes the shot, the ball is loose. Lauger's got it. We have less than a minute to go and Denmark still need 2 goals to take this to extra time. Lauger into the wing. It's going to be a free throw. They've stopped the clock. And Zacharisson saying he's exaggerating, but the referee says, just let me decide. They need to shoot quick. They can't afford to hang on. Into the wing. It's inside. One goal in it, 30 seconds. Denmark are going to throw everything at them. Individual defending. Even Tolbling's been brought back on now. Get the fast wingers on to get a little bit of space. 15 seconds. Zacharisson a goal now and it's all over for Denmark. Into the wing, Tolbring, off the post. Seconds to go, Denmark will get the ball up court. 4 seconds. Sven, yes! Is it given? It is given! It's all square on the buzzer. Unbelievable scenes. And poor old Tolbring missed a penalty at half-time. He comes back on at the end of full-time in regular play and misses a shot again. And somehow, Denmark score on the buzzer. There is his shot. It looked as if there was no time left. 5 seconds. Clips the post. Green raced to get it. And Hansen quickly spotted Sven. Just before the buzzer went, the ball is in the goal. And Palitska could do nothing. It's unbelievable. What a Houdini act for Denmark. At the death, they have leveled it and it's extra time. Green, who got the ball up court so quickly despite it going off to the side, is hugged by his teammates. Look at the reaction on the bench. Talk about last ditch. Sven pulls them out of the fire and Palitska can't believe it. It was by a millisecond that Denmark have leveled the score. They have been trailing the entire game and the only time they managed to get themselves back into it. Tears for the fans. The Danes can't believe it. There's a 5-minute break and then 2 times 5 minutes of extra time. How cruel for Sweden, who have played brilliantly in this match. Andresson has been very clever at the back. Here it is again, Tolbring. You have to feel for the 22-year-old because he's had 2 actions in this game. One was to miss a penalty and the other was to give possession back to Denmark on that shot. He would have done better to launch it over the goal and into the crowd. As it is, Green raced down. Hansen to Sven. And before the buzzer could go, they just got the ball into the goal. And he had to keep his nerve, Sven. But he did it superbly. And Lasse Sven, with his 5th goal, breaks Swedish hearts. Somehow they've got to refocus their minds now, Sweden, and not think about this. Unbelievable. The Olympic champions have saved their bacon by the skin of their teeth. They give the mixed metaphors. Wow, catch your breath. And about 2.5 minutes before they have to resume. Denmark, who've outscored Sweden 14-12, had chances to go in front. They had so many chances to go in front, but Palička made those 17 saves. But somehow, they have managed to salvage something from this situation. If you want a drama, you've come to the right place. It's going to be so hard now. The Swedes have to forget that and just focus on their game plan. Frankly, though, the Swedes will feel that this was theirs. It was their place in the final. Their chance to go for a 5th title that they haven't won since 2002. Instead, the Danes have another bite at the cherry. Andresson poker-faced. He's got to stay nice and calm for his players. Inside, though, he must be absolutely tearing up because that was cruel. So cruel. The referees actually have a red light at the back of the goal, which tells them it's difficult to see. Maybe easier on court. I certainly can't see it from here. Which tells them when the buzzer goes. So they were well placed, and clearly they didn't see that red light before the ball hit the back of the net. It was in the nick of time. Sven, the saviour. There was again Tolbring. The less he can see that, the better. He'll want to lock himself away after this. Yes, your evening isn't over yet. We still need you for at least another 10 minutes. Oh, it's amazing scenes here in Zagreb as Denmark has somehow kept their final chances alive. Waiting for the seconds to tick away on the official clock, and the Danish fans are in fine voice again. Lukas Nielsen, a youngster, it wasn't to be. Could still be Sweden, though. Just about ready. So here we go then. Sweden throw off the first period of extra time. 2 times 5 minutes. They thought they'd done enough, Sweden, as they ran the clock down on the last attack. But somehow Sven scored on the buzzer. Zachariasson. Arnason vents his frustration on the goal. His 3rd goal. 27-year-old. Olsen goes on again. 5-2 attack, no goalkeeper for Denmark. It's Toft and Zachariasson. It's going to be a 2-minute suspension, I get the sense, from the referees. Yes! Oh dear. And Max Darja, the Bergische line player, gets his marching orders, holding the shirt on one hand and reached around the neck of Lauga. Although he took his hand back down straight away, it was too late. The harm was done and he is off. So power play, and the Danes put Green back in goal. Straight through, and Lauga levels it with his 8th goal of the game. It's level again. Balling on his feet. Damgaard. There's the goal over the shoulder of the keeper. Hans Lindberg not needed today. With Sven on fine form. Zachariasson, Gottfridsson, Zachrisson comes around. Whistle's already gone, it won't count. There is Lindberg, legend of the Danish game. 255th international today, 706 goals, but Sven has been the one on call. Ah, Gottfridsson, 8 goals for him too. Anxious looks from the Danes. And in fact, 7 getting carried away. Quick response, and again it's Lauga. He is slowly approaching double digits with his 9th goal. It is nip and tuck in this Scandinavian derby. Off comes Palička, and Gottfridsson returns into the attack. Still 18 seconds before Sweden are back to full strength again. Jesper Nielsen is going in. 2 on the line for the moment. Ekberg is there, Gottfridsson. Penalty, defending inside the area, and Gottfridsson celebrates as he gets up. 25-year-old. Landin clearly inside the area. So can Landin pull this one out of the bag? Despite the power play, they haven't been able to exert any control as Ekberg steps up. Scored 2 from 2, the Swedish captain. 3 from 3. And Sweden edge back in front again. Their final dreams are still alive. And some of the fans can't even bear to look anymore. Goalkeeper is out once more for Denmark as they go back to this 5-2 attack. Hansen to Lauga. Didn't quite open up the space. Zachrisson couldn't hold the block. Looking for the line. Oh! Completely missed the line, but Palička makes another save. Number 18. And he keeps them in the hunt. Incredible performance. Big angle as well. It wasn't intended for the winger. It was for the line, but somehow it went all the way through. Just had to drop it underneath him, but Palička got it. Jesper Nielsen goes in on the line. Gottfridsson tries to go straight to Ekberg, not enough space. Zachrisson looks for the line, it's not on. Passive play's been called, they haven't got too many passes left, and they need a bit of mopping on the floor. And we have less than a minute to go before the half-time break in this extra period. There it is, as Lauga raced with Gottfridsson. In the end, it's a call for the Swedes as we watch Landin failing against Palička. Oh, it's so hard to watch. Better be on court. Still passive play called against the Swedes. Need to get a shot away soon. Arneson into the wing. Oh, save Green. Landin rather got a touch on it. And forward come the Danes. Hansen, Lauga. Goalkeeper is out again, and they keep on playing the 5-2. Olsen. Balling has only been on court for 22 seconds, the left-handed right back. Instead, Olsen has played the whole game. It's worked up to a point, but they haven't had the depth of attack on that side. It's allowed the defenders to sit back a little. Hansen, no way through there. Good block by Henningsson. 15 seconds to go before the buzzer for the half-time break, and passive play call. Olsen thought about the shot. He seems to be taking too many steps, but he's fouled by Daria, and the clock has been stopped with 7 seconds to go. He might even have lost possession there. Can't be too many passes left. I'd like to say this could be the last action of the first half, but as we know, with 5 seconds left, the Danes will tell you it's not over yet. Into the wing. Clips off the post, and that is it, though. And so Sweden maintain the lead at the half-time break in extra time. A quick 1 minute turnaround. And Landin struggling on the left wing at the moment. Came off Palička off his shoulder, 19 saves. That'll count us. Let's say I pushed up a little bit, edged it away from the post. In fact, off his head. Wow. Just a few moments for the coaches to speak, but half-time here in this extra time period. Sweden are still leading Denmark 31-30. Just 15 seconds before the throw-off. 5 minutes for Sweden to get back what they may feel is rightfully theirs. They thought they were there with 5 seconds to go in normal time, when somehow Denmark kept their hopes alive. Niklas Landin, Lauge, who's played a huge game for Denmark in fairness. And that man there with 11 goals, 8 in penalties. Nerves of steel are required now for the next 5 minutes. A place in the final of Euro 2018 at stake. Here we go then. Denmark throw off the second 5 minutes of extra time. 1 goal down against Sweden in the semi-final of Euro 2018 to see who will play Spain in the final. This would be good news for Spain. Players getting even more tired here. Olsen waiting a bit as Zacharyson slipped. Dummies the ball to the line. Lauge, superb. Again, 10 goals for the playmaker. Went to pass to the line and then pulled back. It's all square again. 10 from 13, high efficiency, 77%. It's helping some of the other players who've not had the best of days. Morten Olsen, 3 from 7. Anderson, Gottfridsson, they're pushing up. It's Zacharyson who's playing at the front of the defence. Gone wide, took a touch on the way. It's going to be a throw-in from the corner. And with Landin's misses in the first period of extra time, it is Mortensen who's returned on the left wing for Denmark. Hence, Zacharyson playing now at the front of the defence. Zacharyson over the head of the keeper. Hansen sent flying. And the stand-in right back is certainly doing superbly. 1.5 minutes into this 5-minute period. The Swedes again keep the pressure, and Denmark constantly having to chase and chase and chase. Lauge. Free throws, he's pulled on the way through. Mortensen looking on anxiously, he was about to sprint back. It was an empty goal at the other end. This is Zacharyson's effort. Landin going down very early. He's looking down, but shoots up. Zacharyson under a lot of pressure. Each Berlin players put them back in front again. Denmark still gambling away with this 5-2 attack to break down this superb Swedish defence. Empty goal. Decides to give it to Ekberg, and Denmark are 2 down with 3 minutes to go. And is this going to be the turning point? Goals have been hard to come by. No one raced back, and Landin didn't even try and run when he did finally get on court. There was no point. He stays in goal this time. 2-goal lead for Sweden. Nothing given. The ball is out. There's 2 against the keeper. Hampersman, and Landin keeps the hopes alive with a save. Lauge, Olsen goes around. There's no way there, but the whistle's gone already. Landin's 6th save, a 23% save rate. Both Danish keepers, though, put in the shadows by Palička's 20 saves. Hansen scores his 12th goal of the game, but still they trail by 1. Time is against them. 2 minutes to go. Can Denmark salvage the situation again? There was the steal and the response at the other end, with Palička's 20th save, but Landin responded in kind at the other end. A goal here and the pressure would well and truly be back on Denmark. If it's tied at the end of this period of extra time, there will be another 2 times 5 minutes. Zachariasson. Oh, smuggled in! 8 goals for Zachariasson. It may yet still be Sweden-Spain. Not if Lauger's got anything to say about it. 11 goals for him with 1 minute and 10 seconds to go. The Swedes in no hurry. Palička stamps his feet. But the response there. Sweden still up. 1 minute to play. Swedes have been here before, though. They know it's not one until that buzzer goes. Zachariasson, a goal now, surely would finish it off. Free throw. And that stopped immediately. The referees see an opportunity as Arneson there goes down. Bit of mopping required, and Andresson must be going through death by 1,000 cuts here. Palička's response, he's been such a hero for Sweden. "42 seconds for Denmark to salvage this again, or will Sweden, who battle bravely against all manner of problems with injury and illness. Passive play's been called against them. Gottfridsson. It's going to be a free throw and another slip. 30 seconds to go. Jakobsen looks on anxiously. Are Sweden going to gain revenge for defeat in their last encounter at the World Championships last year? How many passes have the Swedes got left? Passive play call against them. Oh yes! And that surely is it! Sweden now with a 2-goal lead, 20 seconds into the line. Zachariasson, it's in, and that's given, but surely the Swedes can run the clock down this time. Incredible. They will take their time. The Danes are waiting for them at the halfway line. They just need to smuggle it away. Seconds ticking away, and Sweden have done it. And after thinking they'd been robbed right on the buzzer in normal time, the Swedes, thanks to that last-ditch shot by Zachariasson, have made it through to the final against the odds. Despite losing both Lagergren and Jeppsson, the Danes are crestfallen. They cannot believe it. They fought, but they had to chase the whole time as Sweden took the game to them. And they are through to the final and maybe a chance at a 5th title. Unbelievable scenes here. Hansen, who scored 12 goals, 8 of them penalties, but still ends up on the losing side. Landin disconsolate, playing in his first European Championship. It wasn't to be. The final score here after extra time, Sweden 35, Denmark 34. Incredible. In both cases, in the semi-finals, the favourites have lost. Sweden took the games to the Danes, and they could never lift themselves to respond. Briefly, they believed. Arneson with a long-range shot that in the end delivered the result they wanted. And Andresson, poker-faced but inside, must be so proud of his team. And Palička with 20 saves. What a performance. Look at the celebration scenes here. They are in 7th heaven. Sweden against all the odds. They had to go through such pain after conceding a goal on the buzzer. Morten Olsen.
It's yours.
Well, Lauge has been given the Man of the Match award for 11 goals and 9 assists. He played superbly, but you won't get a smile out of him today, I'm afraid. All that, and he still ends up on the losing side. And the fans, I'm afraid, the tears will flow, but for the Swedes, celebration. These some of Lauge's best moments. The Swedes will not worry about this award. They've got the main one. He tried everything, but Sweden got it. Several club teammates embrace on the way past, but Sweden, against the odds, who started today without Jeppsson, without Lagergren, have pulled an amazing result out of the bag and will meet Spain in the final. Denmark will have to pick themselves up after that and play France, who earlier today were well and truly beaten by the Spanish team. And for Nikolaj Jakobsen, he makes his way back. It wasn't to be for Denmark. The Swedes will celebrate long into the night, a day off tomorrow to recover. But in the end, they did enough. The 2-goal lead given to them by Arneson, ironically one of their debutants, who'd only played 15 minutes in the competition so far, but pressed into action because of injuries and illness. And he ends up being the one that scored the goal that put it beyond Denmark's reach. Left to reflect on what might have been. And so the Olympic champions are beaten, and the final will not see Olympic, European or world champions. It will be a new title holder. The Danes make their way off. Well, congratulations to Sweden. Andresson got the tactics right, and the team played superbly to take victory here. And for Lauge, some solace with the family. %60% of the attack succeeding for Sweden, 58 for Denmark. It was very close, nip and tuck. 7 turnovers to 5 for Denmark, but the fast breaks just weren't there for Denmark today. They were starved while Sweden scored 3. And the penalties, they came thick and fast. 8 of them scored by Hansen, 4 for the Swedes, just Tolbring missing. Luckily, that was all forgotten at the end as Sweden edged it on the buzzer. 4 suspensions for the Swedes, 3 for the Danes. Top scoring in the game for Sweden was Zachariasson with 8, Ekberg and Gottfridsson on 7. Hansen got 12 though, and Lauge man of the match with 11. But I'm afraid they still end up on the wrong end of the scoreline. So well done to Sweden. They can celebrate now. They are in the final with Spain. We hope you've enjoyed the match. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time from me, Paul Bray, goodbye.